I could have surgery to remove every fragment of metal from every crevice of my body, and I know that metal detector's still going off, and that within a few seconds somebody I don't know is going to be jiggling me in areas that I don't want to be jiggled. Hello, my name is Munya Chawawa. I live in South London with my two pets, these guys, and I make online comedy sketches for a living. And most importantly, I believe that Black Lives Matter. On a day-to-day normal person level, what I have tried to understand and come to being at peace with is understanding that there are three types of people when it comes to Black Lives Matter. There are people who agree with it and understand it and actively move with that movement, and to those people I say thank you. There are people who are on the fence. Maybe they are unsure, but they're open-minded, and to those people I say, look, it's a start. There are things you can read and watch and people you can talk to and listen to that might help you find some clarity. And I've also had to accept that there is a group of people in this world who don't understand Black Lives Matter, and most importantly, don't want to understand Black Lives Matter. And I'm not here to argue with those people. I would just say that, remember what we said about the humanity of it all. When we see a group of people in distress, traumatized, hurt, we don't feel the need to stamp on their feelings with our opinions. We just keep them to ourselves. Typical example, when I moved to London, I was looking for a single room, also known as a coffin. And on these letting sites, I was just getting no responses. No one was coming back to me. And I one day decided to go out on a whim and change my name and change my photo. So I changed my name to something like Ollie Williams or something like that. You know, you're always safer than Ollie. And then uploaded a picture of like a blonde, generic white guy from Google. And within a few hours, I was literally the flat whisperer. I was sending messages. The landlords were coming back to me, begging me to go and see the property. And I'd rock up on the doorway. They were expecting Sweden's next top model, and they got my bushy Zimbabwean eyebrows. But I ended up getting a flat. And that was just one situation where I thought to myself, okay, wow, being black hasn't got me hurt or killed in this situation, but it stopped me from being able to do something that normal people don't have to think twice about. I love traveling, but honestly, airports make me very nervous. Now, look, I am harmless, but when I walk into airports, anyone would think I'd have 70 kgs of uranium stuffed up my bum just because of how tense I am. And that's because I know I could have surgery to remove every fragment of metal from every crevice of my body, and I know that metal detector's still going off, and that within a few seconds, somebody I don't know is going to be jiggling me in areas that I don't want to be jiggled. And that's why I'm nervous. You know, the most I want to worry about in an airport is why the eggs they serve at breakfast are so watery, but I have to go in there and diffuse a level 10 threat level just because I look like this. I find it funny. I do see the entertainment within that, but other times you realize that those more subtle instances can build and accumulate into something a lot more serious, which is why the murder of George Floyd really did affect me, because it was a sign and a reminder that sometimes the casual racism that we deal with in Britain can accumulate and result in somebody suffocating you to death. What really did hurt me more so was just the divide on the internet, the fact that people could watch that clip and find it in themselves to comment, yeah, but ultimately it just made me think to myself, we've lost our humanity if we can watch a clip like this and find ways to justify it. It's so baffling to some people to imagine that racism could have played a part in what happened to George Floyd. Let's just remind ourselves of the facts here. Racism is no secret. It exists. If you open a history textbook, it's there. The people behind those actions and the people in support of those actions have families, have spread generations, and they live in this world around us. So to say, was it possible that a white policeman would have killed a black man in such a horrific way because of racism? It really isn't out of the question to say, yeah, maybe. So yes, the world has definitely been shaken this year. Some progress has been made. I know for a fact that if I go and visit my mum in Norwich, I will still be as rare as a golden badger, and the casual racism will be there. But look, some great conversations have been had, and even my mind has been opened, and I owe a lot to my brothers and sisters around me who have put up such a good fight and continue to do so.